Hello, family. I hope all is well. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Sending you all lots of love out there. Mwah, mwah, mwah. We're going to get right into the content. This is going to be about the war in Iran and how we're putting our sons, daughters, husband, wives, sister, brothers' lives on the line for what? We cannot be the superhero America. We cannot save the whole world. These countries and the people in their countries are going to have to stop being victims and start coming together and fight their own government. Do what they need to do. I don't mean physically, I mean come up with resistance, tell your government, we're not going to do this as a people. We need this changes, but you cannot keep asking Americans to put their family members on the front line for other countries. It will bankrupt us. It's destroying our country. And we're going to listen to how some of these warmongers still think we can save the world and always want us to go out there and fight. When we got high eggs over here, we got high gas prices, groceries. I'm seeing people not even, the grocery stores are almost empty. I mean, people not going into shop. We are really beginning to feel the pressure of oppression. The family, let's listen to this. Here we go.
Quick discussion at the end of it. Thank you.
We do not have, number one, the
Afford it. Basic commodities are now becoming secondary needs. Let's watch this video, then have a really quick discussion at the end of it.
countries in Latin America, we're going to go after cartels in lots of them. This cannot be sustained. We do not have, number one, the military assets to do all this. Number two, what are we doing? Literally going after everybody at the same time? I think they know they're going down, and so we're going to go out in a blaze of glory. Is that the plan here? Good heavens. Go love your neighbor.
You Democrats don't realize how easy it would be for the United States to completely flatten the whole entire country of Iran.
Oh, how incredibly wrong you are.
These the kind of people we have probably ain't even been to war, don't know nothing about over there in the Middle East. But this guy's gonna break it down for us.
Friend, let's start with the country of Afghanistan to understand why we would not be able to just flatten Iran like you were trying to say. Look at Afghanistan. Look at how mountainous it is. This is why we had such a hard time defeating the Taliban. It took us 20 years of fighting, and the second that we left Afghanistan, the Taliban reclaimed it. So the reason that it is so hard to fight in these mountainous areas is because there are cave systems where all of the fighters can hide. They can hide their missiles, they can hide their fighters, they can hide their food, their supplies. You have to literally go cave to cave fighting these guys, and there are thousands of these caves. It is incredibly difficult to win this type of war. Now let's look at Iran. When you compare Iran to Afghanistan, it is a fortress. It is completely encircled by mountains on all sides. You cannot move armor into the country's interior the way that you could have with Afghanistan. Afghanistan has a lot of open plains in its southwest area. Now, the only way that you're going to win this fight is not by bombing them, because as soon as you start bombing them, they move all of their infrastructure, all of their troops, all of their missiles into these mountain ranges, which are expansive. The only way that you're going to win is by committing ground forces. So you would have to airdrop ground forces and armor and anything else you need into this little depression over here, because Tehran is over here somewhere. Once you do, you are completely encircled by the enemy on all sides. These guys are on a completely different scale than Afghanistan. You could probably fit Afghanistan 4 times into Iran. They've got 10 times the amount of active, well-trained troops. They've got an Air Force. They've got a Navy. They've got so many missiles, it makes Afghanistan look like a cakewalk. Now, anybody who fought in Afghanistan will tell you, fighting in this type of terrain, in mountainous terrain, is incredibly difficult. You don't know where the enemy is going to pop out of. They are always on top of you, especially as you're moving through these valleys and gorges. Bottom line is, you cannot bomb Iran into oblivion. Anybody will tell you, military doctrine will tell you, you cannot win a war through air supremacy alone. You have to eventually commit ground troops. And when you do, we will lose 10 times the amount of money. There will be 10 times the amount of casualties. And we will be bogged down here for not 20 years like we were in Afghanistan, 40, 50 years, bleeding our country dry without any sort of victory in sight. I am telling you right now, this goes out to anybody out there who thinks that we're going to win this war easily. Anybody out here cheering for the United States to get involved with Iran. This is not something we want a part of. This is not something that benefits us. We cannot let ourselves be dragged into a war with Iran. It will absolutely wreck us. I want to hear from anybody in the military community, anybody who's a strategist, anybody who fought in Afghanistan. Is this something that we want to get involved in? Is this the kind of smoke we want to part?
The White House just told the American press they should be grateful for a war that was started on a feeling. I need you to sit with that.
So who would this benefit, family? Who would it benefit to keep and have Americans over there in Iran fighting for 50 years? And who would it impact? Put it in the chat. To me, it comes back to us Americans. We the one would suffer on both ends. We would lose a lot of our family members, and we would end up broke, bankrupt. For who? Who does it benefit? Oh, we not over there. Write it in the chat.
Sure. Thanks, Caroline. The president said yesterday for the first time that he had to strike Iran because he believes that Iran was going to strike U.S. targets within 7 days. And then he bumped that down later to 3 days. Where is he getting that?
Well, that's not the first time the president has said that he chose to launch Operation Epic Fury because he felt as though Iran was going to strike the United States and our assets in the region first. Again, I addressed this in the last briefing. This was a feeling the president had based on facts.
What assets do we have in the Middle East that is an ally to us? We allying everybody, but who is our ally? Everybody turning us down. And we understand. But who is our ally?
Feeling based on facts. Those are two different things, Caroline. One requires evidence. The other is what I have when I think someone's mad at me at a party. And when a reporter pushed back,
There are no U.S. leaders or Israeli leaders who are making those same claims. So is he making this up to justify his decision to go to war now?
The president is not making anything up, Nancy. He is looking at this every single day based on intelligence, based on facts, and based on intelligence that he himself and his negotiators have consumed based on their, again, negotiations with the rogue Iranian regime over the past year. And the president and his team tried in a good faith way to reach a diplomatic deal through peaceful means with the Iranian regime. And Iran chose this path to death and destruction. Iran wanted to attack the United States of America, and the president was not going to sit back and allow that to happen. He was not going to sit back and allow that to happen, and everyone in this room should be grateful for it. John?
grateful for a war that was started on a feeling. Here's what multiple news outlets confirmed. Before the strikes, the administration overstated Iran's capabilities, claims that were contradicted in Pentagon briefings. 7 U.S. soldiers are now dead. And when Trump sat down with the German chancellor to explain his decision, he said it was, quote, mostly a matter of gut instinct. Not a skiff, not a classified threat assessment, gut instinct. The justification has changed at least 4 times in 10 days. Nuclear threat, imminent attack, 7-day window, and Hegseth himself said it wasn't regime change. Right after the regime changed. They can't keep the story straight because there is no story. There's a vibe, a feeling, and that's apparently enough to go to war. But you should be grateful. 7 flag-draped coffins, no congressional authorization, no...
The war with Iran is now spilling onto American streets. An ISIS-inspired bomb attack.
Family, like, share, and subscribe. Love y'all. Bye.